Okay, let me make sure everything's on. All right, we're on and live. So there is another update that just happened. All right, devs are throwing them out today. Okay, so this update, attempt 3344 to have visible solos and small men exist. Okay, I haven't read this yet. Hopefully, hopefully it's another good change. It already has 65 messages, so clearly it's very, very active. A lot of people are talking about it. So, just looking at the title, it clearly looks like they're trying to make visibles and solos exist. We'll see how that goes. All right, so TLDR, new command usable as a full group against solos and small man, granting a kill RP bonus for letting them live, netting as about as much kill RP as killing them would have. I'm not mad at that. That's very smart. All right, so have an incentive to not kill the people that are running around solo or small man. And solo and small man has always been hard. They've always been zerged down. And one thing about solo and small man, if you are running by an 8-man, they will still kill you. But if you try to gank them while they're doing an 8v8, you're gonna get an earful. And I feel like that's kind of messed up, man. Like you can't. It's almost like a lose-lose situation. So this is, I like this change so far. ETA, depending on the feedback this weekend or early next year. Okay, cool. So they're just going to get some feedback. And that's one of the things I really like about the devs here. They get the feedback and they're able to like say, hey, I'm wrong. We're not going to do this. Or, hey, I'm right. We're going to push this through. And they kind of listen to the post. So I appreciate that. So over the last months, we discussed various options, but never really found something that wasn't flawed in some way or likely not going far enough. One of the things I can really think of is they did a solo area, and a lot of people was using the solo area, but they did change it because they didn't like the people standing around just dueling. They weren't a fan. I'm not sure exactly why. I feel like dueling has always been a thing in Dark Age of Camelot, but it seems like any time that there is a 1v1 even event, or if there's a 1v1 area, people always stand by and they duel and they respect duels. And I don't think the devs, that's really in their plans to have it like that. They wanted the flow and everyone kill everyone. That's what I'm assuming. I'm not sure. I haven't asked them, but that's what it seems like, because anytime there's dueling, it's pretty much shut down pretty quickly. So, however, we're now at a point where we'll just test one idea to see if it can't at least improve the situation. I respect that. The goal that makes it quite difficult is to have different playstyles coexist within the same area, to allow a fluent switch from solo, small, group fights to keep fights to zerging and vice versa. So the goal that makes it quite difficult is to have different playstyles coexist. So they're pretty much saying like it's hard to have 8v8 fights in the same area, zerging fights in the same area as solo and small man fights, because then no one gets what they want. Soloers get ran over, and AV8s can't do AV8 because they're getting zerged down. Or zerging, like you want to pass by this 8v8 that's going on, and you have part of your zerg splitting off trying to gank extra people. It gets to a hassle. So pretty much saying that all these different playstyles together and a mishmash is hard to do. Like, I can understand that, and I totally get it. There are two really big obstacles to visible solo / small man. This change attempts to address only one, and that the player base and its behavior. This change attempts to address only one, and that is the player base and its behavior. Okay, so they're pretty much saying, hey, we're not going to force you to do anything, but we're going to create an incentive to see if this works. Okay. With the task system, we're not really helping, as we're practically incentivizing people to play Red is Dead even more than would originally be the case. Because the task system, the more people you kill, the more you contribute to the task, the more RPs you get. I get it. The goal of the first change is to give an incentive to let visible solos and small man live. The incentive should be about as large as an incentive to kill them. I get it, because if they get the round points already by not killing them, it's kind of respectable to let them live. And also the solos can enjoy their time, so that's awesome. Discussions were had here, and it started with a flat out, given the RP as if you killed them once, those that you let live expire of natural causes without your involvement, and then evolved into that the amount of RP becoming a personal pool that will be used up and added on your future kills. Okay. So now I'm wondering how exactly it's gonna work. Is the group gonna be like, oh, we passed by a solo, let me clean fight this solo person that you have to remember the name of that you passed by? Like, how do you remember the? I guess you'd have to click them and be like, oh, we're gonna clean fight this guy and that guy. It might be a little bit of a hassle, but or it could be the solo makes that decision for the 8-man. Could be that too. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. The initial iteration will go live. However, will be a 20% kill RP bonus for the next 5 kills per person you let live. Just the next X kills will stack up. I.e., if you let a 3-person small man live, you will have a 20% kill RP bonus for your next 15 kills. An RP bonus for your next 15 kills. Okay. The only thing I can think about this one is like if the value of your next 15 kills is not as much as the value of the solo person, and a lot of people might not even do the math of that and just kill the solo person, and then you just get the RPs regardless of all this extra stuff. You don't even have to think about it, just kill them. So that might be a thing, because like say if you like the next 15 kills is in a Zerg, and each of those kills you tapped them once, and it's 7 RPs, and you got 20% on that, so you have like 8 RPs now. Like, it wouldn't be as good. Why not just kill them at that point and not even have to worry about thinking about the math later? Depending on how it's used or if it's used, it may become a permanent feature, at which point it will also get titles and maybe reskins as further rewards. Okay, I can see that maybe doing something now that there could be a title or could be a reward for doing that more than just the RP bonus. I could see that. I could see it being more established from before. I don't know if this is enough, purely because I don't know if people want to do the math for the 20%. I mean, if you know you're going to be 8v8ing, then I'm sure 8v8s will use this for sure. Now, Zerging and small man's killing solos, and actually, how does that work for small man killing a solo? Do you leave solos because you're a small man? Do you only kill small mans? I know a lot of duos out there that'll kill a solo. Are they technically small man? Is small man 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people? What does small man exactly mean? So that'll be interesting on how exactly that works out. And also, like, I could see a duo passing up like a solo and then getting 20% more. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure exactly how that works. We'll see how it works out. As for the details, it would be a command with a range restriction that one of your group members have to do while having an eligible enemy in sight. The range is there to show that you could actually have just ran over them if you wanted, but explicitly chose not to. So it would be a command with a range restriction that one of your group. So the group that is running by needs to be the one who does this command. So if you're in a high velocity like traffic, it might be a little bit more cumbersome to be like, okay, what is his name? Type it out. What is her name? Type it out. And just keep on doing that as people run by you, leave back. Or you could just kill them. You know, like, it might just be easier just to kill them at that point. But, I mean, we'll see exactly how it works. Once such a marked person dies of natural causes without your involvement, the bonus is applied to you and your group. Please note that the marked person has to either die in a mostly fair fight or more than 60 seconds after marking them to be counted for you. So the marked person has to get into a fair fight. There's not many fair fights on Phoenix. You either getting zerged down or you're getting like 5v2'd. It's not a lot of fair fights, so I could see how someone would be like, yeah, it's most likely not going to happen, so I'm just going to kill this guy. But for all the people who are currently already respecting this rule, this is nice for them to have. Additional bonus, kind of like a thank you for letting them live. But the people that are already killing solos, I don't know if it's enough incentive to be able to be like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to kill this guy because of this and this and this, you know? Because, like, they have to die in a fair fight, which you don't even know if that's going to happen. Why even take that risk? Just kill him. But I could be wrong. We'll see how it works. And then also, or more than 60 seconds after you're marking them to be counted for you. Sometimes when you're in a high traffic zone, people will definitely die within a minute. Especially, like, if you're, like, running anywhere near the docks. That person might die within the next 30 seconds. Because docks are just crazy. But I can see it. We'll see how it goes. The fair fight part is there to encourage people to let 1v1 and small man versus 1v1, small man versus small man, play out without driving over them, while the 60-second rule is there that you don't run in front of a Zerg while marking everything that will be eaten in the next couple of seconds. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to understand this. The fair fight part is there to encourage people to let the fight play out without driving over them within the 60-second rule. While the 60-second rule is there that you don't run in front of a Zerg while marking everything that was eaten. Okay, I don't understand the situation. I don't understand how he wrote it, but it's okay. I kind of understand the gist of what you're saying. You're pretty much saying, hey, he's given a reason why fair fight is there. So fair fight is there because they want the small man beat for small man to play out, the 1v1s to play out. And also they're pretty much saying, like, they don't want you to run by them and then they get zerged down and then you get a piece of that. So that's why the 60 seconds is there. So you don't just fair fight. I'm not fair fight. You, like, don't just get that bar P bonus for people just getting zerged. So you can stack that up infinitely because people get zerged every couple of seconds, you know. So the only other thing that they didn't really talk about yet is they didn't really talk about if it is a 1v1 and one person runs by and that person didn't add. So does that mean I can use it too, or is it purely for, like, small man, like bigger numbers against lower numbers? So I'm not sure exactly how that works. The initial iteration will make this command only usable while in a full group. Okay, never mind. That already got off. The initial iteration will make this command only usable while in a full group. It's likely that will become usable for smaller group sizes, trio, 5-man in the future. Okay, so honestly, to be respectful, the only two people that clash right now, or the only two really big audiences that clash, is small man and solos with 8-man. That's really the clash right now. Zerg v Zerg, they just Zerg everything. It is what it is. No one's complaining about getting Zerged over because Zergs are Zergs. That's what happens. Now, the main complaint always seems to be, if I'm in an 8-man and I tell this solo, hey, you cannot add. And then whenever I'm not 8v8 fighting and I run by a solo and I kill him, the solo's like, yo, I'm not adding your 8-mans. Why do you guys keep killing me? And then the 8-man's like, well, you're just in the way. So they kill him. And the solo has no other recourse. So the small man doesn't have any recourse because what can they do? Other than get more people to fight the 8-man. So that main debacle, and also 8-man is super, super, super strict on any solos or ads. They get super pissed off and they're mad at the solo or whoever person added, even though, like, you would run them over in an instant. So those are the main two groups fighting against each other. So I can see how the initial iteration is for the full group. I can understand that. That makes perfect sense. I don't know if I'd use it for smaller group sizes. I think that is a gray area. When you're between a one player solo and, like, up to, like, 4 or 5 people, that's kind of a gray area. Like, I don't know if you can start regulating that. That might get a little too iffy, a little bit too muddy. There's a lot of different opinions on that. But the main two people fighting are definitely the 8-man solos and the small man. Like, I can understand this iteration first. And I honestly, me personally, I would leave it there. But I'll leave it to the devs and the GMs and all the other people because you guys have been doing it longer than I have. But I just play your game. Thanks. So also, please note that stealther small men are not eligible targets. However, stealther groups can use the command on eligible targets. Okay. So does that mean a stealther has to be a full group to be able to use it? Does that mean a stealther group can be a small man and use it? I'm not sure exactly how that one works because I don't think there's a lot of full group stealthers. There's a lot of 5-man stealthers and lower. I don't think I've really seen many full group stealthers. But okay, I can understand that, sure. Here are some iterations that are possible. Here's some iterations are possible that would also remove solo self, solo minstrel, solo scalds, and small man consisting of just those classes as eligible targets. However, the initial version will only remove stealther groups as eligible targets. So they're saying like if someone is a solo stealther and you run by them and they're already stealthed and you see them for a glimpse second and you're able to target them, you can put their name down and then you get that extra bonus. Or a solo scald that you know you can't catch. You can't even catch them anyway, and you put that eligible and then you get the bonus. So I can understand like how they wouldn't be eligible targets, even though in the initial iteration it's going to be eligible targets now. But I could understand that change for sure. So overall, I mean, it's not bad. I like it. It's a change that is new. I've never heard something like this before. I think the devs here are pretty innovative in what they do in their changes. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to test it out, see how it goes. I feel like it's a good mindset to have that, hey, we have a problem and this is how we're going to solve it. Now, this is something I was talking about before where like I always believe in smaller iterations before you actually like do a whopping thing. And this is us testing the grounds to see if it works, see how the player base feels. And this, I feel like it's a slow and steady process to get it exactly how you want it, and how the people also want it too. So I feel like this is a good step. This is definitely a step in the right direction. And hopefully I understand that a lot of times it seems like the changes want to do sweeping changes, like all rounds, this is the way it goes. But I honestly feel like this particular problem is purely an 8v8 and lower problem. I don't think it's really the Zerg problems or the keep right problems. It's mostly 8v8 and solos and small mans. They are the ones that are kind of fighting against each other right now and having the most dispute over this issue. Because I know a lot of people that want to do visible small man, but they just get ran over by 8-mans. And it's like, most people can understand about getting ran over by 3-man, 4-man, all that stuff, because like what else are they going to kill? They're just killing everything that's smaller than them, just gobbling them up. It's okay. But established 8-man, there's just something about that when you know you have no retaliation to it, and you know when they're 8v8 and you don't do anything, you don't add, it's kind of like, it's disrespectful. Like, it makes me feel some type of way whenever I solo and I see an 8-man run over me, and then I see them fighting later, and I know internally I'm like, man, I should go kill their healer or something like that, and I'm like, no, I can't because they're 8v8, and just that type of mindset, I feel like that's kind of toxic. But this is an iteration to try to help that. I approve, stamp of approval, good stuff. I like it. I like the baby steps into it. Good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. If you guys have any comments, please put it in the comments, or I'm gonna put this video in the Discord. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm all about it. I like these little small changes, and we'll see how it goes. So real, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Guys, if you like the stream, make sure you follow, and if you like the YouTube channel, make sure you follow, like, all those things, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.